What is up YouTube? Back at it with another video. In today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how you can increase your range in basketball beyond the three-point line and just be able to shoot from farther distances on the court. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first tip is you want to have your feet positioned correctly towards the basket, because if they're like staggered like this or they're just like in, you're not going to be able to like shoot accurately, and it's going to be harder for you to shoot from farther distances. So what I do is I just set my feet so I get ready when I catch the ball, then I can just get into the motion smoothly. But if my feet aren't set, then that's extra work I have to do. Or if I don't do the extra work at all and I just shoot like this, chances are the ball's not going to go in the hoop. So just try and keep your feet parallel from each other, shoulders distance apart, so that you're all ready to go. Alright, so the second tip is you want to squat deeper when you're in the motion of shooting so that you get extra leg power, and then you're like able to go up stronger versus not like bending your knees at all and you're just kind of shooting like this. You want to like bend your legs a lot so you're in like an athletic position, and it helps like get more power to your shot. Alright, so the third tip is you want to jump as high as you can when you're in the motions of shooting. It just helps you get more air when you're going through that motion, and it just helps you get more power. When you're higher up in the air, you just get more power on your shot, versus if you're just standing and you're not jumping really high, it's harder on your arms and you don't get as much leg power. So you want to just lift yourself up when you're shooting. Alright you guys, so the fourth tip is you want to avoid using two different energy sources, which are your legs and your arms. You want to avoid using them at different times. Instead, you want to focus on your energy transfer, which is using both your arms and your legs at the same time, not at different times. You want it all in one motion. You want to go up all in one motion. You don't want to use your legs and then your arms. You want to just go up nice and smooth. So just avoid using your energy sources at different times. You want to go all up at one time with your whole body. So all the way up. And then obviously include the jump in there, just all the way up. Alright, so the fifth tip is making sure you have a good arc and a good rotation. A good arc gives you a higher, softer landing, which increases your chances of making the shot. So you want to make sure you have good backspin on the ball and a good arc so that you can ensure that you make more shots, especially from farther distances. So just want to make sure you have good ball spin, just having that good backspin on the basketball, flicking your wrists, and then adding it into your shot, so that the ball just spins like this and has a good, smooth, high arc. So here's the backspin on the ball when you release it off your fingertips. Just practicing the ball rotation. Nice and smooth. Alright y'all, so the final tip is to make sure you stay on the balls of your feet. You don't want to be leaned back when you're shooting. If anything, you want to be leaned forward a little bit, so that if you go towards the basket instead of going away from the basket. Especially when you land, you want to land balanced and a little bit forward. You don't want to land backwards, because then the ball is just, it's not going towards the basket. So if you're from farther distances and you're leaning back, you're gonna probably miss short rim instead of just having like a arc right here, a forward arc. Just making sure you land forward and land balanced. You don't want to land backwards or like unbalanced, because then your energy is just going backwards. for me, a really big thing that has helped me increase my range when I'm shooting is just, I train myself doing step backs. So because my momentum is going backwards, but then I have to focus on shooting the ball forwards. So it helps me build more arm strength and leg strength. When I work on the step back and then I have to release it, I really have to focus on actually getting the ball, like having enough distance to make the shot. So like any types of step backs where your momentum's going away from the basket and then you have to shoot it towards the basket, it really helps. And then having to shoot it, or like even having to step backwards and then shoot forwards. Yeah, I'd say that has really helped me as well, increase my range on the court. Alright y'all, so an additional tip that you can do to increase your range is just to train with a weighted or heavier basketball, because if you practice shooting with like a heavier basketball, then when you move on to just a normal basketball, it's going to feel much lighter, and then your arms will be much stronger on this, so you can actually shoot this farther, just a normal basketball. Or you can try and wear like weighted gloves so that when you shoot, it'll just add like extra weight, so you'll have to work on getting more power transferred to your shot, and then once you take them off, it'll be much lighter. I tried that before and it actually really helped me a lot. But if like you aren't accessible to any like equipment like that, you can just practice, you know, the tips, just bending your knees, making sure you use both power sources, your arms and legs at the same time. That's like the most important thing. And then just practice shooting from farther distances. You know, you never know until you try. Just keep moving back gradually as you make the shots. Start close and then move farther and farther away until you're like past the 3-point line. And then once you get used to it, it'll be like muscle memory almost, and you'll be able to shoot consistently and consistently and consistently. So I hope these tips helped you guys. Let me know any tutorials that I should do in the future, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.